Eisige Säge, meine Freunde. Willkommen zur zweiten Folge von The Outer Worlds. In der letzten Folge sind wir auf diesem Planeten gelandet.
Say, this wouldn't happen to be your
Ich
ship,
wollte
would it?
ankommentieren.
You sure walked in it like it was your ship. And if this ship is yours, well, mister, you owe Spacer's Choice a hefty fine. Afraid we gotta dock your pay.
Darf ich jetzt endlich mal? Danke. Also wir sind hier auf dem Planeten gelandet, sind dann halt diese netten Kollegen hier gefunden, haben dann noch ein paar Röber freundlich darum gebeten, die Waffen abzulegen, sind dann eingeschlafen. Schlaftabletten, kann passieren. Und ja, jetzt sind wir hier, haben so das tolle Schiff da quasi übernommen und jetzt suchen wir einen Energieregulator. Und jetzt hat sie ja gesagt, von wegen, dass ich eine ordentliche Strafzahlung. Achso. Weil das Schiff jetzt mir gehört, eine ordentliche Strafzahlung. Nachdem ich den Kumpel gerettet habe, das finde ich aber nicht schön.
Yeah, fair point. I'll let it go this time. If you're looking to help us out with our marauder problem, talk to Constable Reyes over in Edgewater. Edgewater's not too far. Just follow the road east of here, over past the cemetery. Now, if you'll excuse me, I need to inspect the crime scene before I make my report.
Gut, hat gut funktioniert. Ja. Scheinbar müssen wir jetzt doch nichts zahlen. Ich wollte schon sagen. Jetzt muss ich hier irgendwas zahlen. Also, das sehe ich aber nicht gerne. So, jetzt schauen wir erst einmal. Was ist denn da oben? Was Vorteilspunkte? Ah, Skills. Ich habe 50 mehr Grundleben gekauft. Definitiv, also. Jetzt schauen wir mal schnell. Oh. In welche Richtung schaut denn der? Achso, das ist. Hallo, ich bin der Neue. Der nichts trifft. Aber, danke. Oh, ganz schön viel Zeug, danke mal. Finde ich voll nett so. Leichte Munition nehme ich immer gerne. Also da sage ich ganz sicher nicht nein. Wo ist denn das komische Viech da? Das kann ich bestimmt auch looten. So, jetzt schauen wir mal schnell. Habe ich irgendwas? 73, 73. Ich glaube, ich habe irgendeine bessere Rüstung. Oh, da sehe ich cool aus. Rüstung 5. Oh mein Gott, sehe ich cool aus. Das ist nicht ein Loot für den Haller und so. Spacer's Choice, Spacer's Choice. Ach, cool, man kann sich tatsächlich alles angucken. Oh mein Gott, sehe ich cool aus. That's what I'm talking about. So, okay, das Dorf oder beziehungsweise dieser, weiß nicht, Handelsposten oder was auch immer das ist. Doch, der sieht schon größer aus, als ich gedacht hätte. Wow. Ich hoffe, wegen meinen Klamotten denken die nicht, dass ich irgendein Böse bin. Ach, kann ich mir nicht vorstellen. Ich laufe nur bewaffnet rum, also.
Whoa, hey, where'd you come from? Don't go ambling out in those hills. That's marauder territory, friend.
Meine Kapsel ist übrigens da hinten abgestürzt, also.
Your pod? What are you on about? You take a bruise to the cranium?
Ganz schön, ja.
Safe out here. You'd best head into town. Avail yourself of Edgewater's high walls and low prices.
Sehr niedrige Preise. Deswegen hast du ja bewaffnete Waffen.
I'm being vigilant. Don't want to get blindsided by some corpse-chewing marauder come stalking out the shadows.
Wir sind dann willst du mir erzählen, dass es hier Kannibalen gibt? Finde ich jetzt aber nicht so nice.
Worse. Unemployed cannibals. You ever seen a marauder hold down a job? Or put a stake into society?
Ich kann mich eigentlich gerne darum kümmern, das ist
Well, if you're gonna go headhunting, talk to Constable Reyes back in town. She pays for marauders by the finger.
Oh. Das ist ja nett. Wie ist denn dein Name eigentlich?
Pleased to make your acquaintanceship. I'd shake your hand, but I've been hauling corpses. You don't want none of that on you. Name's Silas. Junior in humor for the town of Edgewater.
Oh.
We're all part of the Spacer's Choice family.
Ich dachte, du... Junior bestellt toller Titel für einen Totengräber.
Hey, I earned that fancy title. Started off a lowly junior gravesite builder, then junior interment engineer. Oh, and I was a junior burial assistant for a time.
Okay... Ja, du siehst aber ganz schön alt aus.
The rate I've been working, I'm bound to earn a promotion. Must be about 50, 60 burials away from associate in humor.
Ah, mit wem kann ich mit dem Energieregulator eigentlich reden?
Definitely not the junior in humor, that's for sure. If you've got business inquiries, you should stop by Reed Thompson's office. He's up in the tower above the cannery. Head into town, follow the road. Look, you obviously ain't a worker. What's your racket? You a smuggler? Freelancer?
Kommt eigentlich auf die Arbeit an. Bietest du mir einen Job an?
Edgewater is a company town, board-owned and operated. That includes the cemetery. None of us own our grave sites. We rent them from the company. Renting means money. Money means paperwork. Paperwork means signatures. Some of our families become a mite delinquent in paying their dues, you see?
Soll ich Gebühren, die man dir schuldet, eintreiben? Das ist kein Problem.
4 workers still haven't paid up. Phyllis, Conrad, Ludwig, and Martin Abernathy. He's a special case. You may want to twist his arm a little.
Wieso ist da ein Sonderfall?
He just is. Look, I don't want to get into it. Just make sure he pays up.
Okay. Ich komme da mal wieder, ne? Das ist wahrscheinlich... Tagebuch. Ich kann nur eine als aktiv markieren. Okay. Ja, das vielleicht an der Seite irgendwie Quest hätte, aber naja. Ist ja kein MMO-RPG. Ne? Dann wollen wir mal. Emerald Whale. Kleine Ladebildschirm. Was für den Lügenüberzeugung benutzt, um die besten... Ah, cool. Edgewater. Yeah. Ich laufe nur bewaffnet rum, ist hoffentlich kein Problem für euch. Wenn nicht sowieso. Tappes. Genau, dann kann ich nämlich eigentlich gleich mit der Person. Guten Tag.
Please don't touch anything. Your hands are probably crawling with germs. Physical hygiene recapitulates moral hygiene. Cleanliness is next to lawfulness.
Okay. Geht es zu deinem Abschnitt? Das ist gut.
We don't believe in free anything here in Edgewater. We're a Spacer's Choice company. I'm Conrad. You will report to me if your hair fails to meet Spacer's Choice aesthetic standards. You will also report to me in the event of your death, whereupon I will clean and prepare your remains for interment.
Ah, klingt ja nett. Ich muss übrigens deine Schulden einsammeln.
Ah, gravesite fees. Silas and I had talked about this at length. I thought I'd made it clear my pecuniary situation precludes the necessary restitutions.
Du bist pleite. Auf
As
gut Deutsch.
broke as pie crust, friend. Bidless, indigent, destitute. I simply cannot afford it. I am a blemish on the prosperity of our fair settlement. When I expire, I expect Silas to toss my body into a ditch.
Okay. Also ein Auftrag, du solltest Schauspieler werden.
Thank you, no. I despise the serials.
Wieso?
Tell Silas I can't afford to pay. And that I fully expect to have my medical rights revoked for this dereliction. With my apologies.
Augenblick, Behandlungsrechte?
Some time ago, I fell ill with the plague. By the grace of the law, and through my own hard work, I'd proven worthy of treatment. Frankly, I don't imagine I'll earn that right a second time. The barber work hasn't been profitable, you see. I've had to keep this old place running with my own savings.
Stellst dir das einfach den schönen Schein aus.
Not a bad idea. But I'd need some kind of collateral. My pair of lucky clippers. No, that won't do. Your idea intrigues me, but I'm afraid I don't have anything to give Silas. I'm open to suggestions.
Ja, sag mir Bescheid, wenn dir das einfällt.
Much obliged.
Ob ich hier irgendwas klauen kann? Im Schrank ist nichts drin. Toll. Machen wir ja klar unsere Sidequest. Gehen wir gleich noch das Diner oder was auch immer das ist.
Yes, Mr. Thompson. I'm fine, Mr. Thompson. Never been healthier.
Junge, da ist keiner.
Whoa, did Mr. Thompson send you?
Ja.
Well, you tell Mr. Thompson I'll be right at my post. Tomorrow. Bright and early tomorrow. Because I'm definitely not plagued. As spry as a spring chicken. That's old Abernathy.
Muss mir verraten, was dich so nervös macht.
You some sort of wandering alienist? Walking into a man's own domicile, pestering him about his mental state?
Eigentlich schon doch. Ich kann dir gerne helfen. Aber eigentlich bin ich dafür da, die Grabgebühren zu holen.
Silas knows, doesn't he? That's why he sent you. That's why he wants me to pay up. He knows.
Ja, was weiß er?
I'm dying. I'm not long for this world. The date of my expiration is fast approaching. And soon I shall be ushered through the great cannery in the skies. It's plague. Has to be. Silas knows. He knows I got one foot in my grave, and now he wants to charge me for the other one.
Es ist sicher alles tragisch und herzzerreißend, aber ich habe eigentlich nur mein Geld.
I'll pay your fees. I don't want any trouble from Silas. But if you could see a way to freelancing for me, I could really use the help.
Was willst du denn von mir?
There's a cache of anthracillin tucked away in the old community center. Powerful stuff. Stronger than what we got, anyway. I need you to break in, nab that medicine, and bring it back to me.
Ja, will ich drüber nachdenken, weil ja, kann ich gucken.
You're making a mistake working for Abernathy.
Hm?
Excuse me. I'm Esther Blaine, Spacer's Choice Actuary. I overheard your talk with Abernathy. I hope you're not thinking about getting him that medicine. Abernathy is a well-known hypochondriac. Anthracillin is wasted on him. You're better off selling it to me instead.
Er zeigt zum Zoom, du sagst also, es sei so. Was auch immer dieses Wort bedeuten soll.
All I'm saying is Abernathy's worked in this town longer than some of us been alive. How do I put this gently? He's got a lot of cobwebs up in his attic.
Wofür brauchst du's denn?
I probably shouldn't tell you. Don't want you implicated for what I'm trying to do.
Nein, ich habe keine Überzeugung. Ist ja überhaupt nicht zwielichtig.
I'm doing right by the town, I'll tell you that much. You bring me that medicine and I'll see that it goes to the right people.
Wenn ich drüber nachdenken.
That's all I can ask of you.
Almost
Was,
lost a finger in the cannery today.
ja, ganz schön für euch. Ich will jetzt trotzdem mal meine Hauptaufträge
It's
geben.
the way it goes, I suppose.
Die Stadt ist ja komisch.
Hey, you hear about Wilson?
Öffnen. Hallo? Hallo? Muss mal öffnen das Terminal, das ist immer Protokolle. Oh Gott, viel zu lesen. Nee, lass mich in Ruhe. Oh.
The grease monkey
Moin.
Argo. Seems we've got a guest. Really now, Parvati, I do wish you'd spoken up. I do apologize. I was given no forewarning of your arrival, or I might have welcomed you at the gates myself.
Du bist Reeds? Man hat mir gesagt, ich soll mit dir reden.
I'm Reed Thompson, Outpost Administrator.
Ah,
I
das ist
cannot help but
Thompson.
notice you are not in uniform.
Was für eine Uniform?
Shirt, pants, work boots, company-approved colors. The, honorable apparel of a loyal worker?
Überspringen wir das Geschätz. Ich brauche einfach nur einen Energieregulator.
Only regulator we got is hooked up to the town transformer. Mr. Thompson ain't liable to be keen on dismantling it.
I beg your pardon. I am most emphatically not keen on any such thing. I can't let you have our power regulator. But I happen to know of another one. And I happen to know exactly how you may retrieve it without frying yourself in the process.
Draufgehen? Was meinst du damit?
Oh, yes. Saw someone put his hands on a regulator while the power was running. His legs were still twitching when we buried him. There's a power regulator in the old botanical
okay.
lab. It's mostly abandoned, so all that power is being squandered. Go down to the geothermal plant. Reroute power from the botanical district over to us. Once their power's shut down, you can have their regulator and be along on your way.
Was meinst du mit größtenteils verlassen? Also ein paar Ratten meinst du noch,
I was
oder?
not entirely sure how to tell you this. The botanical labs are not legally inhabited, but there are people who live there.
Was für eine Überraschung, damit hätte ich ja nie gerechnet. Nicht, dass ich so sonderlich... Nee. Ich glaube nicht so, dass das hier erfreut sein werden, wenn ich da den Strom abstelle.
No, I do not imagine they will be pleased. But like a parent disciplining an unruly child, you will be doing them a kindness. The people living in the botanical labs, they're deserters, former workers. I need them back at their posts. I need them to come home.
Ja, was muss ich machen?
My hope is that by cutting off their power, you will convince those deserters to come back to town. Before you go to the plant, I want you to stop by the botanical lab. Speak to their leader, Adelaide. Tell her the power's about to go, and that it's time her band of deserters came back to town.
Ja, kenne ich die komische Person da?
Adelaide's older than the other deserters. She's dignified, kindly. From what I understand, her camp looks to her for leadership.
Aber die Arbeiter haben es bestimmt nicht grundlos verlassen, oder?
That reason was me. I asked too much and pushed too hard. But I am ready to make amends if they are willing to return to the fold. We belong to one community, the Spacer's Choice family. If we dissolve into factions, then we will all perish separately. Adelaide will understand that.
Okay. Ich schau mal, was
My
ich machen kann.
dad told me all about the plant. Taught me all he knew. I could come in useful. I mean, if that's all right with you, Mr. Thompson. Sir.
I hesitate to part ways with Miss Holcomb, but I cannot deny that she is talented and may prove useful to you. You will need an administrative passcode in order to enter the plant. I am trusting you with mine, and trusting Miss Holcomb to guide you if you'd like.
Jo, ein bisschen Gesellschaft ist nicht
Great.
schlecht.
I got my wrenches and diagnosticators and hairpins and engine tape, so I'm all set.
Well, I am glad to hear that. Best of luck to you, and thank you again for your help. It is a lot to ask of a stranger, I know.
Ja, gehen wir mal, ne? Begleiter. Sehr schön. Bester Freund, ein Begleiter anheuern. Würde ich mal sagen. Da geht's. Wo ist die tolle Fahrstuhlmusik? Nein, die Fahrstuhlmusik ist weg. Das geht doch nicht.
Hey, mister, can we talk? Sorry. Can we talk?
Ja.
Sorry. You just want to get out of here. And you likely don't want to tag along like me. It's just, Mr. Thompson has his own view on matters, on account of it's his job and what all, but that's not the only side of the tale.
Geht's um die Deserteure?
To Mr. Thompson, a person's a gear. It does its job quiet-like. If it squeaks or stutters, it gets replaced. The deserters are decent folk. I knew some of them before they left.
Kannst niemanden verübeln, ganz ehrlich.
Life's hard here. Especially for them that don't fit in so well. We're one big Spacer's Choice family, but every family's got the one the rest whisper about. Mr. Thompson's aiming to take away their power. They'll have no lights to see, nor heat to cook. They'll be at the mercy of marauders, or worse. I think you should talk to the town's vicar about it. Max, his name is.
Können wir schauen. Schauen wir mal
Thanks,
vorbei.
mister. I just think when you gotta make a decision that'll hurt somebody, it's best to think on the right and wrong of it. That's what my dad used to say anyways.
Okay. Das ist der Ausgang. Das heißt, ich muss wahrscheinlich da hinten mal mit einem reden. Glaube ich, zumindest.
Sorry, I'll just be a minute.
Ich muss dann da eine.
I've always felt weird in here. It's too...
Moin.
Yes, what is it? You're an outsider. Fantastic. Vicar Maximilian de Soto at your service. Or Vicar Max, if you're the sort who prefers brevity. And Ms. Holcomb as well. How rare to see you out. And with a complete stranger. Curious.
Just tagging along, Vicar DeSoto. Don't mind me.
I so rarely get new people to talk to. Name your poison, anything at all. Spiritual counseling, this season's tossball predictions, the quickest way out of town.
Doch was uns wieder.
But what? I thought you would talk to him.
You wanted to speak to me, Ms. Holcomb? Every time I've tried to engage you in conversation, you look at the floor, answer in single words, and slink away. I can't imagine what would be so grave as to drive her to my mission. What has Mr. Thompson asked you to do? That seems well within your expertise.
The way we do it's by cutting off power to the others. The ones who left.
Adelaide McDevitt's encampment. I can see why that troubles you. Miss Holcomb has a soft heart. Always has, if you believe the talk.
Also was hältst du denn eigentlich von denen?
They rejected the order of society and live beyond the walls so thoughtfully provided by our Spacer's Choice patrons. Does that strike you as a responsible life choice?
Was rätst du mir?
Assuming your goal is to save as many as possible, then you should bring everyone together. Send the power to Edgewater and convince the deserters to return to the fold.
Dann überzeugen wir einfach alle, aufeinander zuzugehen, beide. Jo, das klingt gut.
If it were as easy as a few soothing words in the right ears, I'm sure it would have been done already. Consider it a challenge. If you don't mind a bit of unsolicited advice, be cautious on your way to the geothermal plant. It is not as safe as you might assume.
Woran liegt das?
One of the reasons I transferred here was to fulfill my duty in hunting down banned heretical texts. I happen to know such a book is, as we speak, tainting a collector's library in Emerald Vale. However, the collector's residence lies outside the town's walls. My retrieval efforts have been thwarted by marauders who have overrun the property. Should you fare better than me, I'd pay a handsome sum for the book.
Ich nehme an, du willst es verbrennen, du willst dann direkt, oder?
What? No, I don't want to burn it. I would never. I mean, I just want to... Look, I have a very simple goal here. I just want to keep the writing out of layman's hands. It wouldn't do for such information to fall into public consumption.
Mir scheint eher, dass es von Interesse von Obrigkeit wäre, dass du ich muss ein wenig über das Buch wissen, bevor ich mir bereits...
It's a handwritten journal. A faded blue cover with the name M. Bakonu handwritten in the lower corner. I'll mark where I saw it on your map. Assuming you're serious? It is not only a beautiful relic of a bygone time, it's also the thoughts of an early thinker on the nature of man's place in the cosmos. Not many in this colony could understand its true value, should they ever read it.
Ja, ich kann mal gucken.
Thank you. If you retrieve it, you can always find me here.
Ich kann schon mal nach dem Buch gucken. So, dann bewegen uns wir mal hier zum Botaniklabor. So, dann gehen wir mal da schnell hin. Reden mit denen. Und rufen nochmal, dass die ganz brav sind und einfach machen, was wir wollen. Gut, dann würde ich aber sagen, das machen wir in der nächsten Folge, da diese Folge hier schon vorbei ist. Ich hoffe, es hat euch gefallen und ciao.